Inside this box, there's a mythical creature. Hello, welcome to Swiss Watch and welcome to a very special unboxing. Today we're going to talk about a brand which we featured already on the channel, and I think you'll be happy about the review today. Let's now unbox it together. Very smooth. So the box is beautiful, and actually I had a peek beforehand to see it, and they didn't really save any money when creating the boxes. The color I really like. It's the Genus color, blue, and when I open it, you'll see this part is actually made out of real leather. So if you own this watch, in time the box won't basically fall apart. This is very smart. They have a travel pouch or a travel case, which you can use or you put in your safe when you don't wear the watch. Today I want to present to you the new Genus model, the Genus Dragon. It's a super cool watch and I'm going to tell you why. The Genus watch was actually created by Sébastien Bellier and Catherine Henry. An entrepreneur and watchmaker combined their forces to create something really special. Sebastian is a master watchmaker and finished his school in 1999. After that, he joined the forces of Roger Dubuis. He also helped Felix Baumgartner in the creation and development of the Opus 5 watch, if you remember that piece, which I personally really like. And he's fascinated by indicating time in a different way. Sebastian wears many hats. Among others, he's also a teacher at a school in Geneva, and he's a watchmaker's watchmaker. What that means is that he helps other watch companies in the higher echelon to develop their timepieces and to figure out how the movement should work. When they announced the watch in 2019, everybody was shocked because they weren't expecting Sebastian to bring out this watch at all. Usually watchmakers know what's happening behind the scenes or who is developing a watch, but their first model took them by surprise. No wonder they won the GPHG Mechanical Exception Award in 2019. Here you can see the winning model, and as you can see, the competition was very fierce. From veterans like Audemars Piguet, Bulgari, from independents like also Urwerk and Vacheron and Ulysse Nardin. So a newcomer winning this category is amazing, and I think they totally deserved it. The Dragon model is also part of the GNS family, the one which won the GPHG, but it has a twist to it. It's one of my favorite models they made so far, and I hope they'll continue on this path. This video is made in partnership with Genus Watches, which helps me create videos like this for you in the future. Also check the links in the description. I'm going to put their Instagram, YouTube and website if you want to learn more about them. The main feature or component of this dial and what sticks out the most is the beautiful dragon. This is actually the first dragon I see, which is kinetic, and as a sculpture moves around the dial. Usually, because it's a very intricate component, it just sits there and doesn't move around. In the model which you saw previously on my channel, the Damascene titanium one, we had 12 general components which showed the tens of minutes. Here they had to basically slice up the dragon in separate parts, so we have 11 parts here, so the dragon can easily circulate around the dial. It moves in a figure 8, which means also, infinity, plus it's inspired by a roller coaster which is called the Grand 8, the Big 8. This dragon actually took about a year from the idea to the concept development, and it's actually hand engraved. It's very small, and I really admire the artist and the craftsmanship he offered here. It's made out of 18 karat rose gold, again hand engraved, and just look at the mustache and the way it looks and how it's formed. When we close in on it, you really see the attention to details they spent on creating this piece. What I like about the watch the most probably is the combination of avant-garde design on the dial and really futuristic time displays and the traditional watchmaking. As you can see, we have a lot of styles of finishing on the dial itself, from the rose gold dragon to the mirror polishing of the components, and also we have a few components here on the side so you can really see the before and after. This component here is actually the hour bridge, before and after, and we have 4 on this dial. They're situated here at 2, 4, 8 and 11 o'clock. The dial actually holds 2 patterns. On the periphery we have the hour indexes. They actually twist at around 2, 4, 8 and 10 o'clock, so they're never upside down. The indexes are separately beveled and they feature a micro bead blasted finish. The micro bead blasted finish is something Sebastian developed in-house in his atelier in Geneva, and it's actually visible across the whole dial. It's a really nice contrast to the black polishing we have on the other components. I mentioned traditional watchmaking at the beginning, and you look at the dial and you're like, what do you mean, Marco? So when I turn the watch around, you see the movement. The movement was actually inspired by vintage pocket watches, and the size of the balance wheel is really substantial. The movement is built in 2 parts. So one part is for the power storage and the transmission, and the other one is for the power distribution and regulation. So if you need to align your watch and just regulate the balance wheel and escapement, you can actually just pull out this part and regulate it without taking apart the whole movement. The main plate and the bridges are actually made out of 18 karat gold. You can see also two different types of plating, ruthenium and rhodium. So the bridges here are plated in rhodium, and the gunmetal colored components here are actually plated in ruthenium. There are many inscriptions on the movement. They actually inscribe these pieces afterwards, and that's the gold shining through. The big balance wheel beats at 2.5 Hz, which is 18,000 vibrations per hour. And the watch has a power reserve of 50 hours, which I think is very impressive if you take into account that this movement has a total of 390 components. Sebastian finishes all his watches himself, and you see it's really well made. We have beautiful mirror anglage on the side of the bridges, on the small components here above the balance wheel, and there's a lot of mirror polishing on the screws and also above this crown wheel here, which features an inverted clover. The ratchet wheel, which is also hand finished, features a clover as well, which is mirror polished, and the side decoration of the ratchet wheel is actually made with snailing. Here we also have a before and after of the ratchet wheel, which again is really impressive if you think about how small this component is. Here we also have an example of the anchor bridge before and after the decoration. It's found here below the balance wheel, and because the movement is actually in 18 karat gold, you can see it on the beveling. The case pack is very thin. I think to emphasize the movement a bit more, we have a few inscriptions like, for the gold, the Genus logo, and also it states that this is the Dragon model. As you can see, the strap also doesn't feature spring bars, but it's actually screwed in. We have many options here, and that's a good thing about Genus watches. Every piece you can customize and personalize to your own taste. And also you can play with the straps a bit. If you feel like a red one, a yellow one, maybe you want to also change the leather material from reptile to crocodile. It really depends what you're in the mood for. The main decoration of the movement, like on the front side on the dial, is the micro bead blasting, which I think is really finely made, and again, Sebastian, great job. At first glance, the watch might be really difficult and busy to read, but the opposite is the case. Once you get used to how to read the time, it's really easy. It's actually divided in 3 compartments, so here on the left side we have the hour marker, in the middle we have the tens of minutes, and on the right side we have the single minutes. So you read the time the same way as if you would write it down. So the hour pointer now shows to 6 o'clock. The tip of the dragon is where you read the tens of minutes. It's now between 60 and 10, 0 and 10 minutes, and the singular minute hand here points to 3. So now it's 6 o'clock and 3 minutes. Super easy. Let me now show you a different time example, and let's turn the crown so the dragon starts moving around. So let's twist it a bit more. Let's stop right now, for example. Okay, so the hour pointer now is between 8 and 9 o'clock. That means it's 8 o'clock. The dragon is between 30 and 40, so we read the 30 minutes. And the minute pointer here points to 4. So now it's 8 o'clock, 34. See? Super easy. So the dragon is actually not created in a straight line, but it's made in a waveform. So you see when I turn the crown and you move the dragon, you see that it's a bit flowing. What also might surprise you, we can find 2 different types of SuperLuminova on this dial. We have a green colored one, which are the single minutes at 3 o'clock, and all the red numerals on the dial are actually colored in a white or creamish SuperLuminova. Let me now put the watch on the wrist and show how it looks. The buckle is also made out of white gold, it's satin finished, has a Genus name on it, and the sides are actually mirror polished. When I twist the wrist, you see actually the height of the watch. This case, because it has the dragon on the dial, is 18.8 millimeters high. The diameter is 43 millimeters, and just for reference, I have an 18.1 centimeter wrist size. This watch, as you can see, can also fit to smaller wrists due to the bent and short lugs. The lugs are also beautifully mirror polished on the front side and satin finish from the side. The crown is really cool as well. It features the relief Genus name on it, is micro bead blasted, polished and mirror polished from the top of it. I'm also lucky enough to have 2 different cases here and 2 different sapphire types. So the rose gold case here would be used in a normal Genus watch, which you saw on the channel last time, for example. And this one, which is made in titanium, is actually for their gem set pieces. So the rose gold case, which would be for the normal model, is 13.3 millimeters high with the glass. The gem set version, which you can also customize, is 14.4 millimeters high. And the dragon watch, which we have here, is 18.8 millimeters high. Genus watches offer a lot of customization, from the straps to the cases, general types and dial customizations. For those who want to buy a watch like this, it costs 150,000 Swiss francs. Because the concept of Genus is to be modern and also traditional, as you saw on the watches themselves, they also created something very different in terms of papers and warranty cards. I got an envelope which is wax sealed by Sebastian himself, and let's open it now together and check out what they did here. Inside we have the certificate of authenticity, which actually has the description of the watch, the case, the movement, and on the back there's a QR code. So what you would do here, you would just scan the QR code and then you will get redirected to the app. The app is called Ariani. It's like a wallet which actually saves all of your virtual belongings. This would then save all your data in the app, which actually would state, when you bought the watch, which model it is and the reference number. And if you want to sell the watch, you just give the next owner the QR code and that's it. No papers, no cards, nothing. Let me know what you think about the Genus Dragon model. I personally really love it because it fits my criteria of independent watchmaking, traditional watchmaking, finishing, and also avant-garde design. Leave a comment down below and also let me know what you think. Give Genus Watches a follow on Instagram and also the YouTube channel. Leave a like on this video and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.